What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're gonna do kind of a retrospect on Inosuke. I know some of you guys get really annoyed by the way I say that. Instead of Inosuke, I say Inosuke. Yeah, I know I say it probably wrong. I just like saying Inosuke. It's the way it just flows off my tongue. That's the way it's gonna be. Sorry guys, I know a lot of you guys are leaving comments, but anyway, we're gonna be talking about the newest Fortress Ranger hero, and we're gonna try to go over what we think of this hero in different game modes. So sadly, our Aspen dungeon did not go well. It's hard to kind of rank him there, but I figure we should start out with Aspen dungeon. And honestly, when it comes to Aspen dungeon, I think this hero is going to be pretty high up on the tier list as far as getting you to death 1. Getting to death 100, of course, is important nowadays, but getting to death 1 is that big checkpoint to make sure you can get your heroes all the way leveled up to level 345. And his active actually helps him get there because of the shield. The shield is very, very strong. Like, very strong. I think honestly, even without much guild tech, without that great of artifacts or anything, I do think this hero will bring you to death 1. It is hard to test it nowadays because so many people are already up into death, and unless you're a newer player building him, you're not really going to experience a lot of it. Same with Tower of Oblivion is another one that we're just going to talk about very quickly. I've not had chances to actually test him in Tower of Oblivion because, well, since Tix came out, every single person that is building new heroes seems to already have Tower of Oblivion done. I do think he would do decent there. Is he a Tix? No, definitely not a Tix. I would say out of the two of the newer heroes between Tix and Inosuke, I would say that Tix is better in Aspen Dungeon and he's better in Tower of Oblivion. But where Inosuke really shines is Sealand. As you've seen in our footage, the Sealand runs that we did, we were able to get all the way up to Sealand 20, like very, very easily. And all we used were, where are they? Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Here they are. The big loopy ear, whatever guys, now Fire Fist. We were able to do Sealand 20. Took some RNG. We did have a Kiss of Ghost. You could probably get away with an Echo of Death, just free to play artifact. But we were able to do it with some guild tech in Ranger, Anti-Warrior, and Anti-Mage, and then a bunch of these Fire Fists, mainly for their Sundering Punch. So by doing this and getting the stuns to line up perfectly on the small minions, coupled with his shield from his active and his basic, it worked out really, really well. I would even say if you did have some pay-to-win artifacts, even if they're not good, like say if you had 2 of the lucky candy bar, you could fuse them up in Ormus and then he would never be frozen, and then you would be able to build him more offensively for Sealand. This hero is by far my new favorite new player hero. So is he great in endgame? Oh, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But the big thing to talk about is for new players, I think this is by far the best hero to build now. And yes, that is dethroning Penny, that is dethroning Horus, whichever one you think is actually better, because I know it's a contentious subject. I know some people like Horus and some people like Penny, but Inosuke is by far the best. When you can do Sealand 20 with just 3-star heroes, granted, you need to get a little lucky, get a couple magic sources, because you can do it with 2 magic sources and 3 fearless armor. And this man right here can do the rest. You do need him at E5. That is a must for that unbending will. You are going to need some at least 6-star gear. And the other thing that is very, very important is going to be your Ranger guild tech. You're going to need the whole first tier done. And then you're also going to need Anti-Warrior and Anti-Mage, so you take less damage from all the enemies in the Fortress Sealand. But once you do that, you can literally do the easiest Sealand now early game possible. Now, can you build Inosuke right now if you're a new player, especially a brand new player? Probably not. But a couple months down the road, you're going to start seeing Prophet Orb events for him. You're going to start seeing him in Elite Shards. You're going to have him as special rewards from events. And I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to start a 100% free-to-play account. And our goal is going to be trying to get Inosuke up to E5 as fast as possible and see how quickly we can break into Sealand 20 in Fortress. Now, I think it's going to take a little bit, but I think that's what we're going to do. I'm either going to do a free-to-play or just a brand new Fortress meme team where we build Pennies, Sherlocks, Inosuke's, things like that. We'll see. We'll have to see. But I do think he is going to be one of the biggest shining bright stars when it comes to new player heroes. And I'm going to actually I'm actually going to make a first E5 tier list. You'll probably see that tomorrow. Because I know I say tier lists aren't great, but a first E5 hero tier list is perfect. You can't really confuse it. It has one specific purpose. It's not like a PvP tier list or a PvE. It's who is the best hero to build first. And I think that would be a perfect topic for tier list. So, I know, we rambled on about Sealand. Sealand is absolutely amazing. But besides that, there's not really that many other game modes we care about. Of course, there is Flame Shrine. So in Flame Shrine, he can do very well. You did see us putting up, I think, about 6 to 7 billion damage with a very, very, very unoptimal team for PvE. I have seen screenshots on Reddit of him doing 30 plus billion solo with a full support team. So he can take care of that PvE and he can do it very, very well. Just as good as, if not better than probably Garuda's and things like that. He can be that replacement and you can focus on him for PvE. What is he going to do in Broken Spaces? He's going to clear it in a very minimal amount as well. It's not going to take that much. Of course, you do need the proper team built around him. Hey, look at that. Elite. I just noticed the tokens, the badges we had. That's pretty cool. But he will do fine. He will do above average. Probably close to S tier. Not S plus or SS or whatever you want to call it. But he's like an A plus S tier PvE damage dealer. He is S plus 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 when it comes to Sealand. Tower, we don't really know. Aspen Dungeon, he's a solid hero. He'll get you to Death 1. I really don't see how he could not get you to Death 1. Will he have uses Death 1 to Death 100? Not quite sure. We'll test him out again later in this week. And then of course the last big thing to talk about is going to be PvP. So early game, I think he's going to excel very much in endgame or in beginning, early, mid-game PvP. Endgame PvP, he's a really hard one to make work with how many overpowered heroes we have in the meta. When it comes to PvP, I think he is a very strong hero, but in this PvP meta, is very strong good enough? It's hard to say. I don't think we will really see him in a good majority of PvP battles. I do think he has a chance to shine in something like Trial of Champion because of the shield and how it works out and how the mechanics work and number of rounds, things like that. Heroes coming in and out. You can have plenty of support heroes to build around him. They come in off the bench if he starts. So I do think TOC, he does have a good chance of being good. In regular PvP at endgame, I do not see him being very worthful. Yeah, I just don't. But early game, mid game, even go into the late game, not the end game, but late game when you're getting a full E5 squad, I do think Inosuke will carry you a long way. Even if you build him as your first hero, you'll be using him for probably about a year. So I think he will be very useful. He has a really cool kit. He has some really cool mechanics. He hits 3 targets, which is very, very good for clearing out enemies, which means he will also be good, speaking of PvP, in Brave Trial early on. Because that's one thing that's very important, is making sure you can clear Brave Trial every time it opens. And he is a hero that I think can be that solo carry hero that will bring you through it. He'll help you in Gate of the Void. He'll help you in Celestial Island. I just think overall, as a hero, he's going to be very, very strong for early game. So if you're a newer player, if you love Fortress heroes, if you love the hero design, I would consider building him, especially if you don't have a Sealand 20 done. He could be a perfect candidate. If you love Fortress heroes, he's a great one to add to your Penny Sherlock Unimax collection. But yeah, I do think overall I would give him a very, like, an S plus tier, SS tier for early game, mid game. But when it does come to late game, He's more like a B plus A type hero in my opinion. We will have to do a lot more testing. We're gonna have a lot more time to test this week, so don't worry, guys. We will let you know at the end of the week what we think as the final result, but I was trying to get some information out to give you guys some of my opinions and what I think he will excel at and where he does suffer. So let me know what you guys think. Are you building him? Do you have him? Do you have any experiences in Tower or Aspen Dungeon that I have not had? Please leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button so we keep on growing. We're getting so close to 30,000 subscribers, so I'm having a blast. I love this hero. I'm psyched for heroes that are great for new players. And this is the photo, the poster boy of new heroes to build. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys next time.
How careless we could be.